The Timelords we did in series 3 as a flashback, but we only touched on it very slightly, and we actually used the original collars that were in the Blackpool exhibition, and they were shot on a dark night in the mist, so you didn't really see much of them. When the Timelords appeared again in the special, and they were obviously going to take more of an important role, it obviously transpired that we wouldn't have enough collars. There's been huge amounts of debate over these collars and whether we do them or don't do them. Because they are such a big part of Doctor Who history, it was felt that we should try and do the collars, but maybe that we simplify them. Because of the replication element as well, I decided to make them all gold rather than doing the different sort of colours, because obviously the ones that we have for Blackpool, there was like an orangey gold and a red gold. We moulded the original collar, and consequently, you know, we have kept the same shape, but we haven't put the collar on everyone. And again, the skull caps from the original, they were more like armour looking, but they look very dated and very 70s, those, and we've decided to just have a much simpler skull cap shape and not braid it up, and it's not quite so grand. Some of the robes have been made for the principals, and then the crowned robes were hires, but again I tried to keep the deep reds and the golds going through them. But specialist ones like the Visionary, for example, who's more of a witch, she's still a Time Lord, but she's more of a witch, she was made. The Lord President obviously was made, and Weeping Time Lord, the Lady Weeping Time Lord was made as well. And also in terms of the robes, you know, we've just gone again for all quite rich, deep, rusty reds and golds, and I've tried, because we only had so many people, I've tried to keep it all within the same colour palette, because if you start moving away, then the replication was going to get very difficult. Certainly one of the shots that we did of the Time Lords, where we see the Lord President coming through, I think it's a very dramatic shot, and I think that actually worked quite well. I'm sure there'll be loads of letters from people with all sorts of comments about the Time Lords and why we've done this or that, and I know there's different chapters and all sorts of things, but you know, we've just really done it from a completely aesthetic point of view, and the script and what Russell wanted us to do and what we felt would work.